We're a little behind, but it's time to talk Cosmic Legions. We just had the new Ox Crew wave drop. Jordan and I are going to talk about it. Jordan's going to be seeing them pretty much for the first time. I've been looking at these for quite a while. Let's talk about which ones we're most interested in and what do we want to get. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host, Dakota, here with my co-host, Jordan, and today we're a little behind, but we're going to be talking Cosmic Legions. So at PowerCon, they did their live stream reveal on Friday night of the PowerCon. It's kind of like G-Con. They'll kind of show the figures, talk about them, bring them out, kind of show them in hand, or they're the prototypes anyway, so they're not quite like what you're going to get when you get them. But yeah, I think we're going to just kind of share screen, go through these, give our thoughts. Maybe, I don't know, the more I look at these and the more I watch other people talk about them, the bigger my order gets. So we'll see if we can talk Jordan into buying anything here.
I was going to say, I mean, I've seen glimpses, but I haven't really done as much of a deeper dive. So maybe I can bring that, fresh set of eyes to the order.
All right, here we go. So I've got both store Horsemen pulled up. This is where you can go and do your pre-ordering of everything. And then I'll also maybe go into source Horsemen if there's pictures but I think store Horsemen has them all. But this is kind of everything that's available, almost everything. But we'll go through one by one. We'll start out with an accessories kit. So this is the Campside Communications and Cargo Collection. So this is kind of cool. During day one of PowerCon, they actually had a display case set up for in anticipation for what they were going to reveal. And they actually had these put in there, but people just kind of assumed they were just random diorama pieces from another company, but they were actually something that you can now pre-order.
Yeah.
So cool thing, all the containers open up. You get tubes that can port into different areas. So go back here. They kind of all connect. This is kind of them scaled with the other figures. So you've got like a generator, a computer, kind of like a power bank looking thing. I mean, they might have actual descriptions of these, but I mean, pretty cool.
This is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like. I don't know. For $25.
Have they done anything with the as far as legions go for this kind of thing, or not really?
No, this is the first. They've done accessory kits of hands and weapons,
right? But not almost diorama.
Right. Yeah. This is
stuff.
This is the most diorama we've ever gotten from legions or
Could you
Cosmic.
see them doing legion stuff like this moving forward, maybe, or no?
I think, I don't know. It's just kind of harder to, because what would legions have like this other than weapons or, I mean, the skulls, but that just kind of comes as extra heads.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of throne piece, because in that Wall Tour the Mad.
I was gonna say.
But even then, I don't think Cosmic Legions would sit in a throne super well, or Mythic Legions, depending on the armor and the skirt pieces. Maybe soft goods would be able to do that, but it definitely seems like Cosmic Legions is where you can do a lot more of that diorama type building. And for $25, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, you could even use that with a whole bunch of other figures if you wanted.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that was that one. We'll just kind of go in the orders these are put on store Horsemen. This one I think is your favorite, Jordan. The
Kern Ray.
Kern Ray. So this is kind of as they went through the live reveal, they talked about kind of a little bit about the character and then how that character fits in with the story. So this wave, the Ox Crew crash lands on the planet, whatever it's called, can't remember. But this is a kind of traveler stranger off in the distance, kind of observing. I think this looks very Star Wars,
right?
Esque. Kind of
he's the nomad of the land. stumbles on them.
And
Okay.
you assume it's a he, but it's actually a
Oh,
she.
wow.
So we've got the unmasked soft goods. So this soft goods, I would assume this is pretty similar to like the Father Christmas that we've gotten before with
Yeah.
the wired soft goods and everything. And then this is without those soft goods. I mean, that loin piece looks soft goods still, but I really like this head sculpt. I like the blue hair.
Yeah.
That looks cool. The armor
The
looks good too.
Yeah, armor looks good, and then even the legs. Like for a second, I was wondering if those were soft goods because from a distance, those look pretty well sculpted too. Yeah.
So let's see. This is everything that's going to be coming. Got kind of that helmeted head, the unmasked head, backpack, belt, kind of a binocular with a strap, spear type weapon, and then a few extra sets of hands. So here's the money shot. What do you think, Jordan?
Money shot.
I know this was kind of the one you were saying.
I mean, I just like the notion of it, like maybe the first look where you're like, is this a person? Is this a robot? You know, is this some kind of like hybrid? I think it's kind of fun.
I agree.
like the look of like that, just the design of that head, for like that tube and stuff. Like that looks really well detailed and painted.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Not gonna get that on your Star Wars figures.
That is for sure, my friend. You were right about that. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I'm even just looking, I'm kind of wanting to. I'm sure I'll go through later and read up more on the blurbs and stories and stuff. But I'm gonna save my that's one I get till I get through them. But
sure.
I'm intrigued by this one.
All right.
What do you think? Are you
that one? I'm interested for sure. And the more I look at it, the more I like it. Especially, I would probably display it more like this.
Yeah.
But I think because there's others in the wave that I'm leaning a little bit more towards, I would probably pass on it. But I could definitely see myself down the road maybe picking this up after they're out and in hand. Maybe try my luck at a mystery box from one of the retailers.
You do love those mystery boxes.
I love the mystery boxes. And then we get a Lowland Skateback.
I saw it. I did like this guy.
So I don't think it's as big as a horse, but I have seen comparisons of the head, and the head is way bigger than the horse. So this one, I was actually surprised. Savannah thought this one was a cool one, which I thought she would have thought, like, this is just some ugly alien, no interest, but she liked the colors.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think, again, would be a fun one. I could put them with, like, my Flash Gordons and stuff.
Yes. That would look really good with Flash Gordons.
Flash Gordon fighting some aliens and stuff. So, yeah, I'm curious on the scale. So, did they not show this one, like, with other...
I think they did. If they did, I'll try to put a picture in on here. But I just can't remember the scale. I was kind of trying to listen as I was working, too. The tail is bendy wire, and it comes with these extra kind of, like, clawing hands. They did say that it's not going to, like, stand up on its back legs or anything, so you can't, like... You're probably not going to use both of those clawing hands, but you could kind of have it standing on three hands and, swiping forward.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
But it's kind of cool. Like, the armor is supposed to be part of the landscape. So they kind of... They have them described, or, like, in the story, they're a little bit more vicious. Like, they hibernate until it's time to eat, and then they just, like, sole focus is, like, find the prey and eat.
Right.
I feel like I would kind of have these as more of like a pet for one of the next reveals.
Okay.
I would have them like they'd be very vicious, but like with their owner, they'd be like, oh yeah, just like a giant, ugly, cuddly kitten is kind of how I would. That would be my story in my head.
Yeah, well, and that's the beautiful thing about these is Dakota gets to make up his own story in his head.
Exactly. And this is one I'm probably going to be picking up.
Okay.
So You'll reserve.
This definitely bodes well for like all the other stuff they could do. You know, I mean, if they're willing to do like just creatures,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could go nuts with alien like beasts and stuff.
Right.
You know, like there's no. And then I guess my thought would be, would they ever do like legions, like a big wolf or something? I don't know.
Yeah, and they did talk about how the first few waves of legions, they wanted things to be a little bit more tame and calm, so that you're not just totally like blown away, shocked with like crazy creatures. But now that the line is a little bit more established, people have them in hand. Now they're able to start putting out some more of those like really alien looking creations. So then after that, we get into one of the Ox crew members, Orvar. So I think a lot of people were thinking he was going to be kind of goblin scale, but he's going to be a little bit bigger than that, I think. I think he's still 2.0, even though like the armor is like a little bit bulkier than I think a Mythic Legion like knight armor would be. But he is on like the shorter side out of the whole crew. And I'll put in a picture of all of them standing next to each other, because there's 3 members of the Ox crew, and we'll meet the other 2, but he's the shortest for sure. But he's got alternate heads. Yeah, 2 alternate heads here, kind of a little bit more teeth shown, and then more neutral. Comes with a giant hammer. This little, I don't know, kind of looks like a blowtorch type of tool, because the Ox crew is supposed to be kind of out discovering. They're not necessarily like they seem armored up, ready for battle, but it's more of like their astronaut type suit.
Protective
because
gear.
Right, they don't know that the environment that they land on a planet, whether it's going to be hospitable or if it's going to be you know. But the planet they end up landing on, they discover that they don't necessarily need their suits. So cool figure.
Wow.
I like the idea of him. I don't know that I'm gonna necessarily have him on my shelf.
I mean, again, though, the detail is really cool. I mean, like that back shot you just had of the like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like how intricate. I mean, that's like a like statue. Like even like right there, see how it's like the like that little material like on the top of his leg is like textured.
Yeah. Right.
Like, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and that's the back of the figure too, like you said.
Right, exactly. It's like that's not even like right where you're gonna look at, but they have it completely sculpted out. It looks like.
Yeah, definitely a cool figure. I don't know. What do you think, Jordan? What are your thoughts on him?
I mean, it definitely wouldn't be one that I'm like, I need. I notice he's also, is he 48?
48, yep.
Is that I'm trying to think, what was the...
A standard figure is usually 37, but I think since he's kind of on that bulkier side, the extra armor kind of bumps him up in price.
Right.
So I agree. I think 40
might be a little much for me for a single.
Yeah, but like you said, with all the detail and everything, it's I get where they're coming from, but it seems a little too standard to me to want to pay the extra, especially even for like dwarves and goblins. Like I have a hard time wanting to pay standard prices for them since they're smaller.
Yeah, I guess that was my thought when we looked at them, was I would want to see, I don't know, usually, just smaller in general. You don't feel like paying as much for them, but yeah. All right.
Then we'll get into
42. So that's the most expensive one so far, then, right?
Well, so far everything has been 40. Oh yeah, he was the most expensive because the skate back and Kern Ray was 42. So now this one is a standard price, 37. The Thracian Scout. So this is one of the natives.
You like this guy, don't you?
I do like this guy. You know how I need my lizard men.
Is that like a bone spear?
Yes. So let's see. Wow. Here's all the accessories it comes with.
Ooh.
So you get the kind of bone spear type thing. He's got his
bone club.
Yep, club. His armor is supposed to be a little bit more like made out of the kind of like the
So
lowland
the
skate
terrain,
back.
like you said.
Right. Kind of using kind of natural sources, 2 different head sculpts, more angry head, more neutral, and then tons of hands. So here's kind of that angry head sculpt with the club.
Is this a specific guy then, or this is like could be like a troop builder? Is the intention?
This could be a army builder for
or
sure.
Like army. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in those, they talked about in one of Jeremy's live streams the difference between Legion builders and army builders, because like you said, like you would want multiples of him, but he's not a Legion builder because Legion builders would have less paint detail to make them cheaper.
Right.
But kind of like we've said with some of these other ones, the paint details, you don't really want to skimp out on this guy because they, make him as cool as he looks here.
Right. Ooh, can I see that back shot from behind?
Yes, this one.
Ooh. Is that claw? No. That's plastic?
Yeah, plastic.
Okay. All right.
But this one is going to be like a super easy pop and swap for any of your Mythic Legions already. I like these.
I could even see him going with your Legions if you wanted, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. And I would like to army build him, but I don't think that'll happen at this point. Maybe because, since he's a scout, we're probably going to see more Thracians. So,
First of many.
Yeah, that's my hope. I don't know that I would ever display this head. I'm not a fan of the squinty eyes. But I think this head looks really cool.
You like him with his red eyes wide open.
Yep. And I feel like this makes him look a little less like savage. He almost looks like, he's intelligent, kind of like how Beast from the X-Men would be. Right. Like he knows what's going on.
I love it. You already got the backstory going.
Yep.
No, that one's cool. That one might be my favorite so far.
Oh, all right.
I think so.
This one, Aka. Now this is one that I think your girlfriends, your wives, they probably will like this one.
Yeah, he kind of looks like one of those cute Star Wars aliens.
Exactly, yeah. Savannah thought he was pretty cute. Let's see, this is kind of the more... This is how I would display.
Look at him.
Exactly.
His little goggles.
So he's got the head with the goggles on, and then he comes with an alternate head with them off, and then they're just kind of dangling. Right. Because I think the way the goggles are designed, you can't port them on very well.
Right, because they don't go across his. They just wrap around his head. Okay.
Yep. And he's another one of the natives on the. I think this is on Thraxon is the planet, because those were the Thraxians that we just saw. So his species they sound kind of like Jawas, where they kind of find junk and trinkets, and it's kind of like their treasure. Maybe a little bit more I don't know, less. I don't know how you would just call it.
Scavenger types.
Yeah. But then he's kind of learned how to use those parts and pieces that they found, and he's a little bit more of an inventor. A little smarter than the average.
Your average Thraxian?
Well, he's not a Thraxian. I can't remember what he's a Veblian. Even that name, Chixer.
Veblian.
So he comes with lots of hands.
Thebes.
He's got this canister, his spear type. It looks weapony, but it's supposed to kind of be a little bit more of a tool, kind of it looks like one of those things you would trim trees with. But I would assume that you could also, if he was backed into a corner with the skate backs coming at him, use it as a weapon too. But I would have him kind of displayed as kind of the master of the skate back, and then the skate back is kind of his fluffy kitten until somebody wants to mess with him, and then skate back goes crazy.
So he's out trimming trees.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to trim this tree, guys.
So, and he looks...
Those leg muscles.
Yeah. He looks smaller, but they were saying that...
Skip leg day.
He was... If you, actually extend his legs and stand him up...
he's taller?
He's much more on scale with a typical, and I think they might have even said because of his neck, he might be even taller than your average Legion. Don't quote me on that, but to me, he looked much more goblin scale. But
right, that's kind of the vibe I was getting too. But
I think he's bigger. So he's one that's definitely going in my shopping cart.
All right.
But yeah, chicks probably dig that one. Then we get Ularia Spear, another one of the crew members. Kind of has that.
Oh, dude, you know what I know? Is that someone's making a Buzz Lightyear custom here.
Oh, very true. I didn't even think of that. I'm sure other people did.
Didn't you talk about wanting that, like a gritty Buzz Lightyear sometime? Or did I imagine that?
You might have imagined, but that's also, maybe I did say I wanted it. I don't know.
I could, like this style.
Yeah.
You know? That's a cool looking suit.
I'm sure somebody's going to do that now.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So she's bigger than that last one we saw, but not the biggest out of the three. So in this wave, we're going to get 3, but then there's other members of the Ox crew that will meet in future waves. So she's kind of got like the weapon in one hand and then kind of a flashlight that ports onto her. Here's everything she comes with.
Whoa, you telling me that's a buzzsaw?
And that is interchangeable with other tools that have come out with figures. So like there's one of the Sphexians in the wave that they just, like the wave before this, that kind of has more of like a drill on it. So you can pop the drill off of that and put it on here, or, vice versa.
Oh, okay.
She comes with all the hands, like I said, the flashlight and the more pistol type weapon. She's got kind of the unmasked head, and then it's face plates, so you can swap the face plates on and off. And then she's got more of this robotic face too, which this is upside down. Usually it would look like this once it's ported on. So I think that's pretty cool. Kind of have like your droid scout type of, would be how I would imagine this.
I was going to say that's a cool way to do that with the face plates. I think that gives you a lot more possibilities.
Right. And
do you think they'll tend to do other faces?
Well, because
like they have with knights?
I think, this is the first female they've done this with. But they've done it kind of like with, who was it? Sir Enoch? Yeah, Sir Enoch and that other Templar guy. Those are interchangeable. Yeah, Elijah, yep. And then the other Mardi Gras looking guy, I can't remember his name, but
I forgot about him.
And then the last one is Veloc. So this is the last one. These two are husband-wife combo here. And he's kind of the leader of the Ox crew, or at least I think he's the leader of the whole Ox crew, or at least the 3 that are awake right now, because they were kind of in stasis while they're traveling, and then they crash landed and they come out of stasis.
That's quite the weapon or tool there.
Yeah, so giant chainsaw thing. Let's see. Again, with the exoskeleton type of astronaut armor. He's the biggest out of all of these. Jordan, I know how you love your Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. This is your first Mythic Legion with toe joints.
Oh, really?
Really, really. I don't know if we've got anything. Yeah, they don't show any of them with his toes moving, do they? No, but they did say that there's a toe joint there.
Interesting.
They also said, let me get a side shot, with the way the knees are made, this area kind of above the joint. I can't remember his name right now, but he was on Jeremy's live stream and he was saying that there's potential that could be a new cut and you could be getting double jointed Mythic Legions possibly. So a lot of folks like the sculpts of Mythic Legions, and he was saying that this wouldn't really hinder that sculpt, but it would give you an extra point. And I think they were saying that he might be one of the most articulated because of the toe joints, and like he's still compatible with your knights and things, but his legs are slightly different. So I don't think his feet work with others, and some other portion, maybe the calves, but he's also got extra heads. So you've got this one, which is kind of the regular faceplate with the beard. You've got the unhelmeted head, like this is just a total head swap. And then he's got kind of this blank faceplate.
Cobra Commander.
That's what a lot of people were saying. Did you see that in the groups, or did you just come up with that? Okay, yeah. That's what a lot of people were going to put, like, the Cobra emblems on his shoulders, and that's what I saw a lot
make
more.
him like a Cobra guy.
Yeah. So I think too many people have gotten hung up on the Cobra Commander idea, and they haven't maybe seen your Buzz Lightyear ideas yet.
Oh. Once they hear this episode.
They're going to come flooding in. So it comes with 2 sets of hands, the pistol, flashlight, giant chainsaw looking thing, and then a tube. So he's tempting. He would be the only one of the Ox crew that I would possibly get.
Yeah, he seems to me the most worth, well, between him and the other one, like, more worth the price tag rather than the kind of smaller guy.
Right.
I don't really see the value in that one as much, but...
And then when I was showing Savannah the Ox crew, so I'll put the picture up on screen here, but you've got the blue guy, the pink girl, and the orange little guy. Savannah was saying that they're going for a Powerpuff Girls aesthetic.
Oh, each one's a color?
Yep. Or maybe
fun.
Teletubbies. I think I like Powerpuff Girls a little bit better, but she was just like, yeah, with the colored pastel type looks.
Yeah. I was going to say like a Power Ranger deal. But,
yeah. All right. So now that you've seen them all, Jordan.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
So what is it? All in is $299?
Yep, $299.
7 figures in one pack?
Yep.
I mean, the one I'm most interested in is for sure the Thracian Scout.
Okay.
And then close second. I mean, I'd be interested in the skate back is cool too. I think he would go well. He'd be kind of fun to put with your Thracian Scout. But I don't know. If I had to pick, I guess I'm leaning more towards the non-space crew people and the indigenous, whoever's on the planet. Like the Thracian Scout, skate back, and even Kern Ray, I think would be cool. But those would probably be my top 3.
Yeah. I'm definitely going for the Thracian Scout. Got to get that macaw. A lowland skate back. So I think there's 3 for sure I'm planning on getting. And then Veloc is my kind of on the fence. Maybe if I watch a few more live streams with them in hand. Because I was also... Okay, so I missed that too. He's got the face plates that you can swap on and off. And he matches Elijah and that other one. So another custom people had kind of mentioned here was you put that like skeleton faceplate that comes in with Elijah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then you're kind of on your way to that. You don't maybe know Scooby-Doo as well, but that one Scooby-Doo monster that's kind of in that spacesuit, the skeleton.
Oh, right.
So
yeah,
that would be kind of fun. But I think I would probably display it.
Fun to have like a skelly spaceman.
And if the arms are compatible with your others, you could take a arm off your skeleton raider and then put it on there.
Oh, it's like his suit has been deteriorating or something.
Exactly. So
skeleton now. Oh,
the skeleton aspects make me lean a little bit more towards Veloc. But
I like that idea too.
Kind of like you said, though, I'm definitely leaning more towards the native Thracians. So let us know what you guys think. What are you going to be pre-ordering? What are your favorites? Have you gotten into Mythic Legions yet? Or you like Jordan? You're a little skeptical? Maybe I can talk him into his first few pre-orders here. So leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay strong.
I've been thinking about it for a long time.
I go to bed dreaming about these guys.
Who's that guy who's like a skeleton, like Didn't they is that a Legion's Con exclusive that I saw? I thought there was like
Uh,
a mech suit guy with like a scaly face.
oh, yeah.
Is that something else? Is that right?
You're Walter the Mad?
This guy,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is Walter from the guy that created the Cosmic and Mythic Legion Cabal. So yeah, he'll be a Legion's Con.
Like this one, if this one had been on the display, I'd have been, or the roster, I'd be like, he's a for sure. Is he part of like the continuity, or is it just like its own thing?
Um,
Do they have like a backstory for him, or not really yet?
I don't know. I think usually they're like tribute figures like that, like the Four Horsemen, or not Four Horsemen, the Furious Four. Usually they're not in the
Okay.
continuity, but
Ooh, that
maybe
looks
they are
fun.
a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty
He
good.
looks cool to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, I like that alien skull head.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
This will only be available in the 2-pack from from Legion's Con.
Okay.
So that everything like it'll be, you can get it later.
Like the Sir Gerard thing where they had the one head, and then you.
Yeah, kind of like
All
with the
right.
Furious Four, where the Legion's Con one came with the cat head. Then if you
Mm-hmm.
got the standard figures, it didn't come with the cat head, or the unknown one came with the skeleton head, and then standard didn't. But then it's got the Cosmic Cabal logo on it and everything too. So yeah,
Cool.
it's cool.